Did you know that people who eat tomatoes daily have a 40% lower risk of heart attacks? But here's the real kicker. Is a tomato actually a fruit or a vegetable? Absolutely shocking about tomatoes that will change how you think about them forever. You'll discover the most incredible secret about what tomatoes actually do inside your body. First, let's settle the great debate once and for all. Botanically speaking, a tomato is definitely a fruit because it develops from the flower of the plant and contains seeds. But here's where it gets interesting. In 1893, the US Supreme Court actually ruled that tomatoes are vegetables. Why? It was all about taxes. Back then, vegetables had import tariffs, but fruits didn't, so this legal decision was purely economic. So technically, tomatoes are fruits that we treat as vegetables in cooking. Pretty wild, right? Now let's dive into the amazing benefits of tomatoes. Harvard Medical School conducted a study showing that men who ate tomatoes more than 10 times per week had an 18% lower risk of prostate cancer. The secret weapon? Lycopene, that red pigment that gives tomatoes their color. Cooked tomatoes actually contain more lycopene than raw ones. Tomato sauce and paste have 3 to 4 times more lycopene than fresh tomatoes. The heat breaks down the cell walls and makes this powerful antioxidant more available to your body. Stanford University researchers found that while tomatoes contain about half the vitamin C of oranges, your body actually absorbs it better from tomatoes because other compounds in tomatoes help with vitamin C absorption. Tomatoes are also packed with potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure. A massive Italian study found that people in regions where tomatoes are consumed heavily had significantly lower rates of hypertension. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. But wait, tomatoes aren't perfect for everyone. If you suffer from acid reflux, you need to be careful. Tomatoes are acidic foods that can trigger stomach acid production. The American Gastroenterological Association found that about 70% of patients with reflux esophagitis experienced worsened symptoms after eating tomatoes. There's also something called tomato allergy. And here's a fascinating connection. If you're allergic to birch pollen, you might also react to tomatoes. This is called cross-reactivity. And the European Academy of Allergy found that about 35% of people with birch allergies also react to tomatoes. People with kidney stones should also be cautious because tomatoes contain oxalates, which combine with calcium to form stones. But this is only a concern if you're eating massive quantities. Here's an interesting historical fact. When tomatoes first arrived in Europe from South America, nobody would eat them because they thought they were poisonous. What actually happened was that wealthy Europeans used pewter plates containing lead, and the tomato's acidity would leach the lead from the plates, causing lead poisoning. So it wasn't the tomatoes that were toxic, it was the plates. The World Health Organization has identified tomatoes as a key component of the Mediterranean diet, which is linked to longevity. The people of Crete, Greece, who are among the world's longest living populations, consume tomatoes as a dietary staple. Here's another shocking fact. You should never store tomatoes in the refrigerator. Cold temperatures destroy both the flavor compounds and nutritional content. Room temperature storage is always best. Lycopene absorption increases dramatically when tomatoes are eaten with olive oil. This is why the classic Italian combination of tomatoes and olive oil isn't just delicious. It's scientifically optimized for nutrition. There's one more thing I promised you at the beginning. Something about tomatoes that could really help you. Tomatoes actually act as natural sunscreen inside your body. German researchers at Heinrich Heine University conducted a 12-week study where participants consumed 40 grams of tomato paste daily. The result? Their skin's ability to protect against UV radiation improved by an incredible 40%. The lycopene in tomatoes accumulates in your skin cells and creates a natural barrier against sun damage. This is actually one of the reasons why people in Mediterranean regions, despite being exposed to intense sunlight, have lower rates of skin cancer. They've been eating tomatoes since childhood, building up this internal sun protection system. Now, I'm not saying you can skip sunscreen and just eat tomatoes. That would be dangerous. But the fact that tomatoes provide measurable internal sun protection is absolutely incredible. Your body literally uses the compounds in tomatoes to build a defense system against harmful UV rays. This discovery explains so much about why tomato-rich diets are associated with better skin, health, and lower cancer rates. You're literally eating your way to better sun protection. Next time you bite into a tomato, remember, you're not just eating a delicious fruit that's legally a vegetable. You're consuming nature's own sunscreen factory. Pretty amazing what one little red fruit can do, isn't it? Thank you for watching.